Hello, 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 and happy Halloween, my friends. Today is Halloween, also known as Samhain. That's how you say that word, Samhain. That's more of the formal Celtic name for that. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. I apologize. I'm coming 44 minutes late. Sorry about that. I've been so busy with the Good Vibes Day summit that we had yesterday, where I streamed for over 6 hours. And yeah, and plus the 2 days before, I hardly got any sleep. So, yeah. So that's my quote excuse. But forgive me, but I'm here now. So let's get going. I'm so excited. It's Halloween. Um, you know, I have to dress up, and that's one of the things that people love about Halloween. So let me welcome to the Good Vibes lifestyle. If you've never been here before, it's all about hashtag the Good Vibes lifestyle, and I'm here wanting to start a movement, right? Wanting to get people thinking about their vibration, thinking about their energy, and striving for the good vibes. Because what we focus on, we attract more of, and it grows. And so, yes, we have comments, and I'm so excited because here we go. Bridget says, happy Samhain. Yay. Hi, Bridget. So, if you are watching, I am streaming actually to Facebook, several pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So my home base for all of my content is YouTube, and I'm wanting to grow that channel. So if you want to do me a favor, you don't have to buy me a coffee, just subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would be so happy to do that, because that's my goal, is to grow that channel at least to 1,000 subscribers, because then it's monetized. So anyway, that's my ask for you today. But yes, we had a wonderful um, summit yesterday. Uh, this is what I've been working on, was the summit, and it was just so awesome. We had 20 speakers. Actually, 19 actually got to speak. I was trying to get Darshan. I had introduced her, and her she wasn't there anymore. And it turns out that her battery died on her phone, and she didn't have her charger because she was at a different location. So that didn't get to happen. I was trying to get her scheduled today, but it just didn't work. But what a wonderful time. I mean, I'm still processing. So, if you were there, go ahead and say something in the comments, wherever you're watching from. I should be able to see your comments. So please, engage with me. What do you think of my outfit for Halloween? I've got my little pumpkins that I've got, and then this little guy. I used to host. We'll get it. Take it off so you can see it a little closer. I used to host an event when I had my cafe called the Witch's Brew. Um, I used to host an event called Witch Stock. If I could get the thing out of my ear. Oh, now it's stuck. Okay, here we go. Yeah, let me show you this. And we would have vendors. Oh, wait, there we go. We would have different vendors, and this one vendor, her name was Tiffany. She made these cool earrings and jewelry out of like guitar picks and things like that. So we did this, gosh, for as long as I had the Witch's Brew Cafe. We had coffee and ice cream, and we had live music. So it was really an awesome event. And so we had vendors, and Tiffany made those, and she made some specially for Witch Stock. So that was a great event, and it always did it around the Saturday closest to Halloween. And a lot of good memories from that. But anyway, back to good vibes. Let me see. Yes, Bridget, she missed bartending at Witchstock. I had to call in all the troops. It was a big project. And honestly, I have never been so tired, except for after like Witchstock and doing that event, as I have um, the last time I felt that tired was last night after this summit. Robert Jones said, he realizes how much work and everything goes into doing one of these online summits. And I realized that, but I didn't really feel it till after it was done. And of course, not sleeping doesn't help either. But anyway, this was so I just wanted to recap a little bit. We had Annette Diley. Her name is German. She's the heart math scientist that talked about the Global Coherence app, which is the app that we used when we did the meditation at the end. I'm going to tell you about that in a minute because we want to keep the momentum of this going. Ron Moorhead, who's a Bigfoot researcher, was there. Marla Press, who's a public speaker. Jill Lublin, who's a publicity expert. Michelle Joy. She led us on some somatic exercises to get our energy flowing. Kristen Giesland did a collective reading for us, very wonderful. Sherry Leopold hit all the points of what Good Vibes Day is all about. Elasa Tiernan, oh, she was wonderful talking about being quantum, living a quantum life, being kind of captains of our ship and proactively creating our life through energy. We had Susie Finley, who is a sound therapist. She used the tuning forks. Diane Alexander, she had the crystal bowls. She's also a confidence coach. Then we had Karina Kolstrom she's living in Norway right now. And she's the feng shui expert, ribbon winner with the International Feng Shui Guild. So she talked about being the property whisperer and how she intuitively works and talks with the property and the land and does clearing. And she does that even remotely. Dr. Yana Nirvana, she's a spiritual artist who talked about that and using creativity. Howard Brown, keep him in your prayers. He had some issues again with his cancer. His book Shining Bright Light talks about overcoming cancer like two times. And he just recently found out he had some issues. So watch the show because there's a book that you can get into, and the commissions from that will go help him fund his medical care. Then we also had Nefertiti, who talked about Nirobana and Ikebana, which is the Japanese floral design, and using that to create balance and harmony in our bodies. Oh, we had Tomisa Leiden, who she is a expert in helping seniors transition when they get older, but she's all about healthy and living young. And she had some interesting things to say. And Reverend Carolyn Dolly had beautiful messages. Spiritual messages from the Iroquois Nation. Robert W. Jones, he's the I-Netrepreneur expert. He's a master connector of people, especially authors. He's the one who I was in the gratitude book, and there's an abundance book coming out, and I also have a page in that. Linda Sunshine West, she's also another book publisher, and she helps you get an Amazon best-selling book. Bridget Riggs, my sister, she talked about her journey through Hashimoto's and her mission in healthy living. And finally, we had Annette Dernick, who has a company called Love and Peace in Companies. And that's all about helping companies become more conscious and aware and treating uh, their employees the best way, so that they get the most productivity out of them and everyone's happy. So that's just kind of some highlights of the day. It was just really awesome. Like I said, I'm still processing it. So if you missed it, there is a replay. So let me give you the website for the replay. Just go to www.tinyurl.com/2024 capital GVD for a Good Vibes Day. And all 6 hours will be on there. Now, I am planning on maybe editing it down into the snippets of all the different speakers, so it's a little easier to access. But that will be a process for me. And there's also, let's see, I'm creating also a PDF because all of our speakers, most of them, almost 100%, had some kind of special offer or free gift. And the links to those will be in a PDF, and also their contact information that I'm still working on. So I'll be getting that email out hopefully in the next 24 hours with the PDF. And let's see. I'm gonna also try to put that on the, YouTube, um, description, but it's not done yet, so just look out for that. And let's see, we also found out some things about the Global Coherence app since we had a representative from Heart Math on the show. So, the way to basically, it's pretty easy. All you have to do is download the app on your phone, whether it's Android, and it's a free app. Um, whether it's an Android or iPhone, just go under your Play Store and type in Global Coherence. And then when you get to that, you want to look for um, join group, which is, I think, on the bottom left, join group. And then it'll ask for the code for that group. And so the code for our Good Vibes Day Summit group is capital O, orange, and capital F, fire 66, all one word. I didn't pick it. It was generated for us when I created the group. But this is the group that we're going to use to meditate when we every week. Now, here is my suggestion to keep things going. And instead of doing the meditation at every week at the end of the show, what I'm wanting to do is to encourage us to meditate every Sunday at if you're able to, um, every Sunday at 2 o'clock Eastern time for 15 minutes using the Global Coherence app, specifically using our group, the Orange Fire 66 group, the Good Vibes Summit meditation group. This way, we can measure the coherence that we're putting out into the planet as a group, and it'll just keep building. So, this is, I want to, the momentum that we've created with this beautiful summit. I want to continue that every week on Sundays. Now, the reason I've picked that day is I want to be in alignment with an astrologer called Pam Gregory. She actually started very informally suggesting that people on Sundays at 2 o'clock Eastern time meditate for 15 minutes, just whatever meditation you want to do. But for 15 minutes, basically send love and light to the planet or to, wherever you feel led to. But the main thing is through the heart, everything, all the energy through the heart out. Um, and so, since she already has that message out there, I figure why not dovetail and then actually measure that as well. So it'd be interesting to see how it impacts on the global coherence of the planet. So that is my ask for that for the meditation. And if you have any questions or concerns about the app, just go ahead and email me. Um, it's just Leslie at good-vibes.tv, and I will try to help you because now I have a connection with the Heart Math Institute through Annette. So anyway, that's what was happening there. Now, what happened to my little? I had a where did my guy go? Okay, here we go. Sorry, I had to decorate. This is why decorate me, decorate the show. I had to decorate for Halloween. So that's what took me a little bit longer. All right, let's get back to it. Okay, so today is a very special day, and this time of the year is very special as well. Where's my slide? There we go. So let's talk about the astrology of what's going on. So a couple of weeks ago, we had the full moon that was in the sign of Aries that kind of started this whole energy that we're in of endings and new beginnings, like really new beginnings. That's why we have to let go and get rid of the old so that we have room for the new and really new, not just updates on the old. So right now we're in the period of what's called the dark of the moon right before the new moon because the new moon is tomorrow at 8:47 a.m. Eastern time. It's November 1st and it's in the sign of Scorpio and the sun's in the sign of Scorpio. So we got all this Scorpio energy and I'm a Scorpio, so I'm very comfortable with it. But Scorpio is transformation. It's all about transformation. It's about the whole, you know, uh, death, birth, growth, and then death again cycle, the cycle of life. And what's really cool is that not only is it on November 1st, so 11 and 1 make 11 and 1 or, ones. The 11 number is a a spiritual master number. But when you add up 11, 1, and 2024, it comes to an 11 universal date, which is what Tanya, this is the information I'm getting from Tanya Gabrielle, who's an astrologer I love to follow. Um, so that creates the 1111 portal, but there's like 3 1111 portals that we're in. The month of November, which is 11 to 2024, is a 10 universal month, and that reduces to 1. Then this is a new moon of new beginnings. So that's another one with the start, beginnings. And then Mars and Pluto, which are the co-rulers of Scorpio, are opposite of each other at 29 degrees. And 29, each of on the astrology chart, each sign goes from 0 degrees to 29 degrees and then 0 degrees into the next sign. So the beginning, the 0 point, which is the beginning of any new sign, it's a new energy that you're coming into. And 29 is important because that's the ending of that sign and going into the next sign. So when they're opposite and both at 29, it creates a second 1111 portal. So anyway, there's a lot of 11s, and it's all about, uh, new beginnings. So I want to refer you to her um, video that explains all of this much, much better than me. I'm like the gatherer that goes out there and gathers out all this and different information and puts it all together and shares it with you to help inspire you, to kind of give you the highlights of things. And if there's certain areas that you are interested in, you can dive deeper into those. So that this is my goal. So just go to tinyurl.com/capital GVTV and then Tanya, and you will get her whole video about this. Really great stuff and wonderful information. Okay, so let's switch over. Let's see, did I talk about everything? Yeah, and November 1st is tomorrow. Whole new cycle, whole new beginning, and we're repeating this whole ending of cycles because Pluto, which is in the last degree of Capricorn, is switching into the sign of Aquarius. So we talked about the Aquarian age. Well, all these little shifts in the planets and stuff is kind of ushering in this idea of the age of Aquarius, which is about humanitarianism and power to the people and ETs and technology. So we're coming into a whole new era, and this era is over 2,000 years long. So this is big stuff. We're coming out of the Piscean era. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to put that on there. Okay, so let's now switch over to Global Disclosure Day. Now, that happened on October 20th, and let me tell you a little bit about the history of that. Global Disclosure Day happened on October 20th, and here I'm going to put the link to the actual videos from the New Paradigm Institute, who's putting this on. And this way you can watch. Now, it was an all-day, I'm trying to think of how many hours. It was several hours long, many different speakers, all about disclosure. And they picked this day because this day was the day that the legislation from Congress told all of the federal agencies they had to get to the National Archives any information about UAPs and UFOs. Well, politics or whatever, these agencies didn't do that. So the New Paradigm Institute, which is the institute that's kind of like a lobbying group for the people to get the government to give us disclosure about UFOs. It's important because there's technologies there that can really transform our planet and really make a big difference in prosperity on our planet and for the people. So they missed that deadline. They extended it to next year, 2025, to give all these agencies more time. And basically, they thumbed their noses out at the Congress. So there's a meeting on November 13th. It's a hearing in DC that'll be about what happened and I guess what Congress is going to do to make sure that their laws are followed, because basically they're not following the laws. Anyway, so I just figured I'd let you know that I'm going to have a segment all whenever there's pertinent information about disclosure, UFO disclosure. I will share it with you. That'll be a regular segment. I'm also, let's see, I'm also, where did it go? Huh. Okay, let me find it. I'm also part of the Citizens for Disclosure. There we go. How come that's, I'm sorry, I'm having technical difficulties here. Um, maybe it's this one. My computer. There we go. I found it. Citizens for Disclosure. So, if you want to get involved, you can be part of this Citizens for Disclosure, which is under the New Paradigm Institute. So we are gathering together as citizens to help pressure the government, because this is how our government works in the United States: by the people, for the people, or of the people, by the people, for the people. So if you're interested in volunteering, you want to go to this website, newparadigminstitute.org. So I've decided to, I've thrown my hat in the ring, and I'm uh, volunteering to help in whatever way I can, and one big way is to let people know about this. But anyway, so I'm part of the North Carolina group, and we're just starting to get organized. So anyway, November 13th is the big day, and that is something that I think is very important. And I've always been into activism of all kind of different sorts, from when there was a BP oil spill to not, fighting zoning so that they don't put a big storage building where it's supposed to be residential. The cannabis, amendment in Florida. I've been, kind of an activist in many different things, and so this is the next project that I'll be helping with. So you will hear all about it today. All right, and so it is Halloween today, and with that in mind, I want to share a special, sorry, a special. Gosh, this computer. Here we go. Halloween ritual by my favorite witch, or one of my favorite witches, Mia Magic. And actually, I think I spelled her name wrong. There's no C in magic. Right, right. Here we go. So I'm going to share with you a ritual by Mia Magic, and I will give you her website. Now, this ritual didn't come from that, it came from an email, and I am going to share with you this particular ritual. So, um, here, I'm going to read a little bit from it because she has really good information. Um, she says that the most transformative ritual for this alchemical autumn is simple: let what's meant to die fall away and allow it to become fuel for your future. And it's, I'm seeing all these leaves fall, and it's just beautiful. But it's about letting go. We're in this season. The time of release is potent. This time of release is potent, which is why I want to share a powerful ritual with you, one that shaped her path. Okay. So, and because, you might want to do it during, well, I don't know. Yes, you could do it to new moon, but even this evening is fine to do it. Um, Wherever you feel that this is right for you. And so the things that you'll need for this ritual is a representation of yourself. This could be a stone, a stick, or a flower. Then you also need your eulogy, which will be a farewell to the version of yourself that you're releasing. And you would actually start with, "Here lies the version of me who," and I'll be there'll be some more notes here on that. Um, then you also need a candle or a lighter, because you're going to burn the eulogy, symbolizing the seal of transformation. And then she says that you also need a deep commitment to follow through, because true alchemy takes dedication and courage. So this is how you perform the ritual. So first you would start with writing the eulogy. Again, here lies the version of me who, and then just pour your heart out into this farewell, naming the habits, beliefs, or fears you're ready to release. Okay. Then, second step is to read it out loud. Speak your eulogy with intention, fully witnessing the version of yourself you are laying to rest. Then, make an offering to the earth. Place your symbolic object of yourself, your crystal, your wand, or flower on the ground, or bury it. Let this be your gesture of release. The next step is to feel and let go. Allow any emotions to rise, cry, sigh, laugh, whatever flows. Let nature's healing presence hold and support you. And then the fifth step is to burn the eulogy. Light your eulogy and watch it alchemize into smoke, carrying the old patterns away. And then the last and sixth step is step forward as the new you. Light your eulogy and watch it alchemize into smoke, carrying the old patterns away. Oh, I said that already. Sorry. Step forward as the new you. Take a few steps forward, actually physically take some steps forward, feeling the shift within. You've released the old, now walk fully into who you're becoming. And then she says it's good to ground in this kind of thing. So this is your ritual. This ritual is your opportunity to release, renew, and rise. And she's saying with the energies of the moon and the new moon and everything, this is all something that you know we're in line with nature and doing this, so it makes it even more powerful. And these rituals are things, they're kind of, the way I see them is kind of like active or living prayers, right? When we do a ritual, we're because we're physical beings, it helps kind of like lock it in or seal it in, like she said. All right, let me stop my little happy Halloween, unless you like it. I don't know, do we like it? I don't know, I like it, I'm gonna keep it. Okay. And our next part of the show is to go to the Oracle of the Month, which this month we've been playing with the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron-Reid. It's the pocket size version, so it fits nicely in small hands. So let's ask Spirit for a message, especially, I didn't talk a lot about what Samhain and Halloween are all about traditionally. And basically, it's the start of winter. It's the witch's new year. And let me see, I've got a comment. Oh, she says she loves the decorations. Thanks, Bridget. I had fun doing it, but it just made me late in starting. Anyway, what was I saying about Halloween? So the veil between worlds, between this physical world and the spiritual world, the other dimensions, is the thinnest at this time, which is why it's a great time to connect and communicate with the dead, doing readings at this time, doing meditations, doing creating altars or shrines to people who've passed on, or if you want to connect with them. This is the time of the year where the veil is the thinnest, so you could really commune with them. And that's kind of what I guess the Day of the Dead is from Mexico, also all about. Now, commercialism has kind of perverted that whole thing, um, dealing with the dead and death and ghosts, and kind of made it all into scary stuff and fear stuff, right? And death, because death is always seen as a scary thing and the unknown, and people fear it. But it's not something to be feared. It's something that's just part of life. And when you come, just like the circle, the Ouroboros, the snake that's eating its own tail, um, that representation of birth, growth, and death You got to have the death to have the new birth. This is just how it is. The trees losing the leaves falling away. That which no longer serves you, we release. And the easier you do it, the quicker, the easier you let it go, the quicker then you can get into the new stuff. So anyway, that's some things that I want to share about Halloween and this time of the year. So do the divination, do this Halloween ritual that Mia Magic has, and see, and just then you're in tune with nature and the cycles of nature. Okay, so Spirit, let's ask, what message do you have for us today? And the card that I'm getting, interesting. Oh, and I can put it here. I forgot I had this other camera. Here we go. Is Yang, which is very interesting, but not really, because Yang is number one. Essential meanings: the masculine principle of movement and creative activity, the power to make things happen, taking action. And number one is the new beginnings. It's the beginning of the 1 to 9 in numerology. And we had all these 11, 11, 11s, codes happening right now too. So one, Spirit's telling us we're starting something new. Okay, so Yang represents the power of action, the energies that propel the world forward and manifesting thought and desire into concrete form. Now is the perfect time to act, for you can easily build momentum and make headway. What you want will come to fruition if you proceed confidently. This card signifies new life and is a sure sign that obstacles have been overcome. There is no reason to hesitate. You are the shaper of your destiny now. The relationship message with this: circumstances are supporting action on your part. It's okay to make the first move. Trust that you will quickly know where you stand. In matters of the heart, there is movement towards your highest good. So go forth with assurance. Passion is in the air, and now is the time to dance to the tune of love. Take the lead. The prosperity message is: projects, partnerships, and all matters relating to your business are out of the obstacle phase and onto the make it happen phase. Now is the time to take stake in your claim and get things done. While you can expect to be busier than usual, this card tells you that you have all the energy and vitality you need, whoops, to accomplish your goals. Abundance is waiting for you to claim it. And finally, lost my piece. So I use the other one. And finally, the protection message: be mindful of the tendency toward impulsive action. Yes, that's right. Protection. Be mindful of the tendency toward impulsive action, overconfidence, and aggressive behavior. Think before you act, and lest you find yourself in a situation that will lead to uncomfortable consequences. Be sure you really want what you're chasing after, because you might be sorry when you get it. The appearance of this card isn't cause for fear, for life is all about learning lessons. Practice temperance, diplomacy, and thoughtful consideration before making a move. So that's the message for today. And yeah, I think it's very interesting because it's Yang. It's a number one. Those so many things are made out of the ones and zeros, right? That's a part of the numerology, and computer codes are made of ones and zeros, and the one is the masculine energy, and zero is the feminine energy. So it's very interesting, and I think it supports what we were talking about regarding uh, this time of the year, and especially with the new moons happening tomorrow. All right. So if you like this deck or any of the decks or books that I have shared with you, just go shop my Amazon store. And the way you can get to it is to go to good-vibes.tv. This is also the way you can get to all the different platforms that the show is on. So check it out, and I appreciate it. Now, let's talk about finally the tip of the week. I always have a tip every week that talks about ways to raise your vibration. And so last week's tip was to write down 100 things you love. So if you're feeling down or whatever, just do this exercise. And by the end of those 100 items, or as many as you can, write down, your energy will shift. It's just true. Now, this week's tip to raise your vibration is to actually hum. mm, And if you can, do it between 120 to 130 hertz. And I wanted to get on the computer to, you know, find out, Google what that sound is, what that tone is, but I didn't get a chance to. But I'm sure you could just look it up like I would do it. So try to hum to that tone, that frequency, right? It's hertz frequency. So, and the reason is I found a study that shows that nasal nitric oxide increases dramatically during humming compared to normal quiet nasal exhalation. We talked before about how it's good to just breathe through the nose. And when you do that, it increases the nitric oxide in our body. And the reason nitric oxide is so important is that they find that it's limited in people that have diabetes and heart disease and this kind of thing. So they found that, and there are natural ways to do it, or you can even take supplements, but I like the natural ways better. Like this humming, just humming increases that in the nasal passages. And let's see, it says humming causes the air to oscillate, which in turn seems to increase the exchange of air between the sinuses and the nasal cavity. So that's kind of how it works. And there's actually, they've been studying this, gosh, I can't remember the year, since I think 1998 is when they discovered it. And it was even a Nobel Prize and everything. So it's just new information to me. And there was a company that actually has a device that's tuned to 128 hertz that's specifically for like the sinuses. So if you have sinus problems with this kind of thing, try humming, especially to that hertz, and see what happens. It can make all the difference. Okay, so that's all I've got for you this show. Thank you so much for watching. If you attended the summit yesterday, thank you so much for attending. And I just want to say happy Halloween. I'm so grateful that the summit went well, even though I'm tired and there's a lot more good to come. I'm going to be promoting it for people who've missed it. Because the information that was in the summit was mind blowing. I mean, it was just so good and so much there that even people who were there would get a benefit from just, watching it again, or certain parts. And I'll have it timelined out so you know which parts you can go to as well. So, anyway, that's all I got for you today. I want to wish you happy Halloween, and remember to raise your vibe so you can thrive. And I will see you next week. Peace out, everyone.